It is official, I'm moving to university in less than 24 hours. It's okay, we're gonna be okay, it's all okay. As you can probably tell, if you watch my channel regularly, this is not my house. We are actually staying in an Airbnb tonight, just because I do live like quite a way away from Bath, so it'll just save the hassle of like us driving all the way from Liverpool and having to move in and all that jazz. And considering my move-in slot is 9 AM, no thank you. If you can hear my family in the background, Nan. Yeah, they are downstairs. Apologies if you can. But yeah, I'm just going to insert some footage of the Airbnb we're staying in because I want this to be my house. Like, why is this not my house? It's so nice. So roll that footage and yeah, I'll see you soon. Not very happy to be back in Liverpool, but I'm back in Liverpool and that's just how life is gonna go. I'm just gonna talk at you while I do my makeup just to explain the situation, just because I'm going out in like an hour and a half and I don't have time to do both things separately. Really not feeling this hairstyle, but anyway. So as you saw, I did go to Bath. Like, that's pretty obvious because I'm still titling this moving vlog, but it just didn't, I'm not going to say it didn't go to plan because I had a feeling this would happen anyway, just because I think it was just awful timing for me in general. I was going through a few things and emetophobia just wasn't at its best to be, well, emetophobia was at its best, just I was not at my best. The day that I moved in was obviously bound to be a crazy day and I knew that I'd be like really anxious, so I was like fine with that. I moved in at like 9 AM, like I can't even see in this mirror, hang on. So yeah, my move-in slot was 9 AM, so I was one of the first to be in the flat, which I kind of liked because it would have given me time to like get to grips with the flat and then meet new people later. But I wasn't anxious about meeting new people, like that was what I was most excited for. And to be honest, if it wasn't for how amazing the people in my flat and on my course were, I would have simply deferred till next year. But I was literally dying to meet these people, I was so excited. So yeah, I went and I moved all my stuff in and it was all going pretty okay. Like, I was anxious, but a bearable amount of anxious, so it was okay. This is really not a good look, is it? Also, this is the first time that I've done makeup on camera under this ring light, and I look a bit like a ghost, don't I? I think I need to invest in a darker foundation. But yeah, what was I saying? So when I was unpacking and stuff, I was like a normal amount of anxious, and I was like, what the hell's going on? I was like, have I built up all this anxiety for nothing? Because I thought I'd be so much more anxious than I was. At the same time, I was like, this is too good to be true. I was like, this is not gonna last. And I was still pretty okay, but then as soon as we mentioned going into town to do like my weekly food shop, it just like switched. I've got concealer in my hair. Right, okay. The ear's not coming out to change my mind. But my worst thing is food, and when I'm away from home, like, I struggle to eat. This just isn't blending in. I'm using the wrong piece blender, that's fine. But obviously in the real world, I have to eat. So I was like, okay, we're gonna have to go and do a food shop. So I was like, that's okay. But at the same time, I was like, I am in charge of kind of what I get. So it's like, I can stick to safe foods and stuff. We got to the supermarket and I was like, like, I do not want to eat while I'm here, which is like really unrealistic because I'd starve to death basically. And to make matters worse, it was also like the uni move-in weekend, so everyone from University of Bath and all of the Bath Spa uni students were all moving in at the same day basically, so it was like so busy in town, and that did not help. So we were trying to find somewhere to eat, and we ended up finding this like pub that's normally like chill, but the football was on, so everyone was just screaming everywhere. So when we ordered our food, I ended up saying to my mum, like, can we leave the restaurant? And I basically had like a little cry in some pretty little side street in Bath. Great first day. And then went back in and was like, I've got this, I'm fine. And that's the mindset we tried to carry on with, just like, I am fine, I can do this. And in reality, I was like, can I though? What happened then? We did my food shop, I just got like the basics, and I was like, I know that I'm not gonna be able to eat, so I like stocked up on Lucozade. So I was like, this will give me a burst of energy if I need it, if I can't actually eat. So that was the mindset we were running on. And then we went back to the flat after that to like put the shopping away, and also to actually meet my flatmates because they'd all started to move in. So I was really excited at that point. And then my mum and dad and nan left, and I like helped some flatmates set up and stuff, and that was all going really well. And then we decided to play this drinking game, and I was like, is it a good idea if I drink? Probably isn't. So I was on the water for most of the night. Like, we were doing a drinking game and I was drinking water. And at this point I was starting to feel hungry, and I was like, oh, maybe this is a good sign. But the thought of actually like putting food in my mouth, and the thought of actually like sitting down trying to eat, especially in front of like new people, I just can't do it. So I tried some like Pringles, had like 2 or 3 Pringles, and then I tried toast. That's probably one of the safest foods you can have, just because it's literally bread and butter. I literally had like 2 bites of toast, and I was like, if I eat any more I will be sick. I was like, I'll try again in the morning kind of thing. But that first night, like the majority of it I did absolutely love, because I was getting to actually meet people in person that I've been talking to for months, and it was just so nice to like see everything like come together. Oh my god, like I've wanted to meet these people for so long, and now I actually like can, kind of thing. But I did actually drink that night, not even a lot. Like I literally had like a few sips of gin, and in my brain that was like, you've just drunk on an empty stomach, you're gonna be sick. Like I don't even know why I drank. It was just a bit of a stupid idea, to be honest. As the night went on, I did start to get like a bit more anxious. Like rationally I know that off half a gin, even on an empty stomach, you will not be sick. Like it's just a really irrational thought. But when you're like in that moment and you're literally terrified, it's like, you've messed it up here, like big time. So yeah, that night was lovely. Like as the night went on, I began to get a little bit more anxious, but I was like, I think I can deal with it kind of thing. And then what time did I even go in? I did go in pretty early. Like the people I was stood with also went in quite early, so I just did as well. I stayed up for a little bit and was on FaceTime, and then I tried to go to sleep because I was like literally fall asleep on FaceTime. So I was like, this is great. I didn't think I'd be able to sleep. And then I tried to go to sleep, and it was just like replaying in my head. I was like, you've drank gin, you haven't eaten, like you're gonna be sick. So I ended up FaceTiming my mum at like 3 in the morning and basically saying like, yeah, I can't deal with this. But she just kind of like talked me down, and she was like, you'll be fine. And I did get through that night. So that was something. Like I was really proud of that. And then the next morning we went for like a flat walk, tried to eat a little bit of cereal, and then I did have half a sandwich. This is a really boring story for everyone else, isn't it? Like, let's be honest. Yeah, I ate a few Pringles, then I ate a sandwich. Really fun. Like, welcome to my channel if you're new. But like, the majority of that day was really nice. Like, we went with a flat walk. Like, I did the same walk 3 times that day just to like try and keep myself calm, but I was like, it seemed to be working, so it was all well and good. And then my flat and like a few people from my course were going into town, and I was like, I thought I was going to see my family at some point that day, so I was like, I don't want to like go to town and like not be able to see my family because they were going home the next day. So I was like, I'll just wait around campus and see, because I felt way too anxious to go to town anyway. If I push myself any further, I don't know what's gonna happen. So in the afternoon, like my flat were pretty much all out, and I was like sat editing this vlog, and I was like, I probably should vlog some more, but I was like, I just no, because this was just meant to be a full movement vlog. Like this part of the video was not meant to be in there, obviously, considering I probably should have still been in university right now. Like as I'm sat here putting makeup on, I should probably be in a lecture. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that I had such high hopes for this movement vlog, and it's just turned into me having like a ramble and a bit of a story time. Where have I just put? Found it. But yeah, so that afternoon I found out that another girl from my course was also still on campus, so I ended up meeting up with her and going for like a little wander around campus, that same walk again. But that was really, really nice. Like, I got on really well with this girl, and she's literally like an angel, and I'm so glad we got that like one-to-one time together. It did make me feel like a lot more comfortable because we spoke about like serious issues as well as like light-hearted chat, so it was like a nice balance. Where the hell is my eyelash curler? And yeah, after that I went back to the flat to edit a bit more, and I didn't even know where I just got like this rush of anxiety when I was sat in my room in the flat, and I was like, where did that come from? I think it was just like a mixture, because obviously because I wasn't eating and I knew that I was hungry but I just couldn't properly eat, I just felt like nauseous all the time, which then was just a vicious cycle because I felt nauseous, so then I was anxious, and because I was anxious I made myself feel more nauseous, and it just wasn't really a fun time. Then my dad texted me and he was like, hey, how's it going? And I just lost it. Like, it was going well until I got back to the flat and just had a bit of a meltdown, to be honest. And I was like, this is the third meltdown. I haven't even been in the flat 48 hours yet. So then I rang my mum and I was like crying on the phone again, and they came down to campus and were like, we will try and get you to eat something, because all my flat had gone out again. They'd gone to the student union bar, so I was the only person in the flat that I'm aware of. Like, the flat was like on 3 floors, so someone could have been on the top floor. I don't really know, to be honest, but the majority of the flat were at the student union bar. What I'm looking for, I'm just looking through the drawer aimlessly, like mascara. I was meant to go to like a flat party that night. Did I go? No, I did not go, because guess where I went? I went back to the Airbnb with my family. I just couldn't hack it. Like, I feel myself getting emotional right now because I am so gutted. Like, I'm gonna kill my eyelashes because I don't want to cry on camera. That's just not the vibe. Where have I put it? I've lost it again. The next day I did come home. Like, I was so embarrassed by it. Like, I turned my snap maps off because I was like, I don't want anyone to know that I'm not in Bath. Like, it took me like days to tell my closest friends because I was like, I am literally ashamed. At the end of the day, I know that me saying that I lasted 3 days in Bath, well, it was only one night in the actual flat, but it was 3 days in Bath, which is like a big thing for me. Like, being away from home in general for like even a few hours at this point is too much. But at the same time, to people that don't really understand, saying that I only lasted 3 days at university is like pathetic. There's no going around that. But to me, it was so much longer than 3 days, because for literally like over 2 weeks before, I was struggling to eat because I knew that I was going to uni. Like, I know everyone gets anxious over moving to uni, but the actual thought of going to uni and meeting new people and living away from home did not scare me at all, apart from where emetophobia was concerned, because I was like, I will not be able to sit in a lecture without having to walk out because I'm too anxious. Like, I will not be able to eat or sleep at uni. Like, if it wasn't for emetophobia, I think I would have absolutely loved university. Like, I was so excited for that, aside from emetophobia. Yeah, I physically only lasted 3 days in Bath, but to me it was literally like almost 3 weeks of like feeling absolutely awful. It's kind of bittersweet because now that I'm not in Bath, like, I'm obviously less anxious. Like, I'm still struggling because I think I did push myself a bit too far. I'm still struggling with food and I'm still struggling to sleep. Like, I'm not sleeping very well at the minute, and I've just got mascara underneath my eyes. Love that. But it's like significantly better, I guess. But now I'm at the point where I'm watching all my friends like in uni living their best life, and I'm kind of stuck here like, what do I do now? I'm just kind of like stuck in a rut, basically. Yeah, I can focus more on YouTube and music, but right now that's not getting me anywhere, kind of thing. So it's like, it's just frustrating because I feel like all my friends are back in routine and I'm just kind of like wasting my days away, basically. But I just kind of want the message from this to be like, don't underestimate mental health, because I literally right now, it might sound really dramatic, but I just think mental health has literally ruined my life. And I'm only 19 and I am going to try and like reapply for Bath next year, but it's just so frustrating. Like I'm just angry at myself, but I know that I couldn't have done it. Like, yeah, physically I could have waited out a few days and it could have like died down and I could have been okay there, but knowing what I'm like with like previous things, I just couldn't. Like, if you've watched my last emetophobia update, which I filmed in like, I think it was March maybe, like the very start of March, like before lockdown, you'll know like how I was sick when I went to Centre Parks. So now I associate like being away from home with being sick, so that added to like all the other stress. There's literally nothing about mental health that you can romanticize because it literally ruins your life. I just pretty much did the rest of my makeup off camera because I didn't really know what else to say, to be honest. I just want to do my highlights on camera just because I want to see. Oh, it's so pretty. But yeah, I just wanted to say I do have a special announcement on the 10th of October, which is World Mental Health Day. So follow me on Instagram if you'd like to know what that announcement is about. It's quite an exciting one, I guess. Maybe. I think it is. Alright then. I am a huge believer in everything happens for a reason, and if I hadn't have dropped out of uni this year, I would not have worked on this thing that I'm going to announce on the 10th of October. And yeah, maybe I was meant to drop out of uni and work on this thing. Sorry if you had to sit through this whole ramble. I feel like most people have probably clicked off. That's okay, but yeah, don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you liked it, even a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Like, just let me know. And don't forget to subscribe. It's like a magical wand. It would be lovely to have you join the squad. Yeah, thank you and goodbye. Love you all.